Representative Ward, how did you come to the decision to not seek re-election?
It was involving a lot of thought and consultation with my family, including my mother. We didn't talk about her earlier, but she's in Kansas, and I want to be able to go and see her more frequently. She will soon be 97, and she's in good health, but it's important that I be able to spend time with her. And then I have family in the local area, and we've given a lot to have me be here, and it's time.
How difficult was it to make the decision?
Well, it's very difficult. I mean, it's bittersweet. So I just outlined some of the positives. My husband and I want to travel. He's retiring, and so there are things that we want to do. But I'm also very sad and very torn about leaving some of the things that I care so much about, that they're not done. But at the same time, I realize they're never done. There is no time that you could leave the legislature and feel like I've tied up all the loose threads, the fabric is woven nice and tight, and we're done, because it's never done.
And what has the reaction from your colleagues in the House been like?
Everyone has been incredibly supportive and very kind, and the colleagues in the House have been supportive beyond my expectations, that they understand why. But I mean, everywhere I go, I'm meeting people who haven't seen me before and have expressed regret that I'm leaving. So I guess I'm reminded of a lot of times when you go to a funeral and you find out all of these wonderful things about this person that you didn't know, and I'm finding out how much people appreciated my being here. And maybe that says something about I should be paying more attention to people and letting them know how much I appreciate what they do.
Are there specific areas where you feel you've made an impact or pleased with the progress made in your 5 years here at the House?
Well, the civil discourse is the big one, and that will continue. And because I'm connected with the National Institute of Civil Discourse and have developed relationships with the people who are helping me move this along now, I will continue that. As a private citizen, I will be in a position to be able to help with that. Because again, I've met some people who are leaders and change makers in some areas that I care a lot about, the public safety and education, especially early childhood, family education, and parent development. I will continue working on those things.
And you've kind of taken the issue of bipartisanship head on. What kind of progress have you seen in the legislature in this regard, and do you think we're on the right track?
We're moving, I'll put it that way. And it's kind of like the train pulling out of the station. It starts kind of slowly and starts building up steam and then can eventually move along at a pretty good clip. And I think we're actually moving along at a pretty good clip. There are a good core group of people now, a larger core, that are moving this forward bipartisan, bicameral. So it isn't just me and a couple of other Democrats in the House. It's also senators and people from the Republican Party.
And you represent District 53A on
Yes.
the metropolitan area's rapidly growing east side.
Yes.
Has it been a challenge to keep up with the changes there?
A little bit less for me on the A side because my part of the district is pretty well developed. It's more established. Most of the development is to the east and in the other districts where there's more farmland that's being developed. So there's certainly new construction in my area, but not big tracts of land that are being developed. So it hasn't been as directly impactful, I would say, though we're also seeing, because of the growth, the need for transportation, the challenges of education funding. Those kinds of things have been huge.
And when you announced your plan not to seek re-election, you thanked your family for their support, all the way down to the grandbabies.
Yes.
That's what I read.
Yes.
How important has your family been to you in your time as a lawmaker?
Oh, I couldn't have done it without their support. They've been really, really helpful. Technology, generationally, it would have been really hard and or expensive for me to be able to do the kinds of things that I've done with social media. They've been really helpful with that. There are times, especially when I was new, learning how to talk for public political speaking, new territory for me. And so I had some help in coaching and editing for things like that, and my communications pieces. That was very helpful. Supporting me in helping talk through a lot of issues, especially from other perspectives, from different age groups. They've participated in campaigns, community parades. Grandchildren have, they ride their bikes and they're in strollers and carrying balloons and, signs and participating in the chants and the songs and things like that. They've been very helpful.
And you said you'll be looking for other ways to serve in your community.
Yes.
When you're done here. What does life have in store for you in your time away from the house?
A couple of people have said, we want to travel, but where are you going to travel to? And so far I haven't had time to do much toward dreaming about that. And I want to be able to spend a little more time imagining where I want to go and doing the planning. We like to do our own tour plans, travel and housing and what places we're going to explore, and we like to do a lot of research and develop that. So that's a piece of it. But there are things like playing the piano. I don't have time to do that now, and I miss it. And my gardening. I really miss being able to get outside and be with my neighbors and be in the community in a way that's more personal. I like to gather people together, have community block parties and things like that. I'm the one that did it, and it doesn't happen if I'm not there to do it. And I'm looking forward to those kinds of connections again.
And just finally, you still have a whole session to go.
Oh, yes.
But any idea what your parting words will be when the House adjourns for the final time in 2018?
Oh, no. I'm not even sure I'll make a speech. That's remains to be seen. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes this session, and I'm sure that anything that I would write now would change quite a bit by the time we get to the end of session, because it would need to be timely for that. I suppose there are some pieces that are, values-based kinds of things that won't change, but I really haven't had time to start writing that yet.